Your buddy earns 50K a year in New York City, flies to Bali once a year, and somehow still grows his investments every single month. You're making 100K living in the same city, but every 15th of the month you're already praying for the next paycheck. The rent hits, the credit card hits, the random Amazon boxes show up at your door, and your bank account bleeds out like crazy. Here's the ugly truth. The problem is not your income. It's the silent money rules you follow every single day without even realizing it. Mr. B here. I went bankrupt twice chasing the so-called American dream. Big salary, big lifestyle, zero control. Then I rebuilt from nothing to a $1 million portfolio by changing one thing: my rules. In this video, I'm giving you 25 minimalist money rules that can keep you rich on a 50K salary and help you stop going broke on 100K. Watch to the end, apply them, or stay stuck exactly where you are. So, tell me honestly, right now, are you the 50K guy living free or the 100K guy living broke? Hey America, this is Mr. B Invests, your no BS guide to money psychology, minimalism, and long-term investing. I don't make videos for people who want to feel rich for a weekend. I make videos for people who want to actually be rich for the rest of their life. I've tested these rules in real high-cost cities, New York, LA, San Francisco, where rent can easily hit $2,500 to $3,000 a month and inflation quietly eats 3 to 4% of your money every single year. Minimalism, the way I practice it, is not about living in an empty apartment and never going out. It's about removing everything that doesn't move you closer to financial freedom, so the few things that matter, investing, health, relationships, can actually grow. If you're taking home around $4,000 a month, my goal with this video is simple: help you consistently keep at least $1,000 every month to build your future. If that sounds like the life you want, hit subscribe, tap like, and stay with me until the end, because one of these 25 rules might be the difference between retiring early and working until you're 75. Are you ready to finally keep your money instead of just watching it pass through your hands? Rule number 1. Wipe toxic debt fast. I'm not talking about your fixed 3 to 4% mortgage or a low-interest student loan you're paying on schedule. I'm talking about the 22 to 30% APR credit cards, buy now, pay later plans, and store cards that are silently stealing your future. If you carry a $5,000 balance at 24% APR, you're burning about $1,200 a year just in interest. That's a free vacation you're donating to the bank. When I was at my worst, I had over $20,000 on my Amex and another few thousand scattered across random cards. I stopped pretending I could invest my way out and did something boring but powerful. I attacked the highest interest debts first. I cut Starbucks, stopped eating out every day, froze all new purchases, and threw every extra dollar at that balance. In 8 months, it was gone. Here's the key. Any guaranteed 24% return you get by clearing toxic debt beats whatever you think you'll get from timing the stock market. Pay minimums on low-interest debt, then go full attack mode on the expensive stuff. Freedom begins the day those balances hit zero. So, what's the single most dangerous piece of debt you're carrying right now, and when are you going to kill it? Rule number 2. Own your mornings, or the world will own them for you. Most people wake up, grab their phone, scroll through notifications, answer messages, then somehow hope the day will magically go well. That's not a plan. That's chaos. When I turned things around, the first change I made wasn't to my portfolio, it was to my morning. I started waking up 1 hour earlier than everyone around me. No phone, no email, no social media. Just 30 minutes of moving my body, simple workout, stretching, a quick walk, and 30 minutes of feeding my brain, reading a money book, reviewing my goals, or planning my top 3 tasks for the day. Why does this matter for money? Because the way you start your day is the way you spend your money. If you wake up reactive, you'll spend impulsively. If you wake up intentional, you'll spend with purpose. Wealthy people protect their mornings like a fortress because they know that the first hour sets the tone for the next 15. Right now, are your mornings designed by you or hijacked by your phone and other people's priorities? Rule number 3, the 7-day purchase lift. In a world of one-click buying, you need a built-in delay. Every time you get the urge to buy something non-essential, new headphones, new sneakers, another kitchen gadget, you don't buy it immediately. You write it down in a note on your phone with the date, and you wait at least 7 days. What happens in those 7 days? The emotion drops. The excitement fades. You have time to ask, do I still really want this? Do I actually need it? Does it move me closer to my goals or just scratch an itch? When I started using this rule, I found that about 80 to 90% of the things I thought I had to have right now completely disappeared after a week. That's thousands of dollars a year that stayed in my account instead of Amazon's pocket. Your job is not to stop wanting things. That's human. Your job is to build a system where wanting doesn't automatically equal buying. If you opened your Amazon or shopping app history right now, how many of those past 10 purchases would survive a 7-day waiting test? Rule number 4, streamline your finances until you can see everything in one mental picture. Most people think having many accounts, many cards, and 5 different budgeting apps makes them sophisticated. In reality, it makes them confused, and confusion is expensive. At one point, I had checking accounts at 2 banks, savings at another, 3 different credit cards, and multiple random investment apps. I constantly asked myself, where did my money go? The answer was, everywhere. I simplified. Today, I run one main checking account where my salary lands, one high-yield savings account for my emergency fund, and one main credit card I pay off in full every month. Bills are automated, savings and investing transfers are automated. With that structure, I can literally look at one dashboard and know within seconds how I'm doing. No more guessing, no more money lost to late fees or subscriptions I forgot about. Simplicity is not a downgrade, it's an upgrade in control. If you had to explain your entire money system to a friend in under 1 minute, could you? Or would it sound like chaos? Rule number 5. Set 3 annual priorities maximum. Not 10, not 20, just 3 big, clear money-related goals for the year that actually move your life forward. When you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. For 1 year of my life, my 3 brutally simple priorities were number 1, pay off all credit card debt, number 2, build a 3-month emergency fund, number 3, max out my Roth IRA. That was it. Every time a new opportunity, course, side hustle, or shiny object came along, I asked myself one question: does this help me hit one of those 3? If the answer was no, it was a distraction, and it got a no from me. The result? That year, for the first time in my adult life, I ended December with 0 toxic debt, money in the bank, and actual investments working for me. 3 priorities done beats 20 priorities half started. If you had to pick just 3 money priorities for this year, what would...
Rule number 6. Build a 20-item capsule wardrobe instead of an overflowing closet that stresses you out and drains your wallet. Most people have drawers full of clothes, but still say, I have nothing to wear. That's not a fashion problem, that's a systems problem. When I simplified, I picked a few neutral colors that worked together: black, white, navy, gray, and invested in quality basics. 5 good t-shirts, 3 pairs of jeans, 2 pairs of versatile shoes, 2 jackets that can work for both casual and slightly dressed-up situations. Suddenly, I could create dozens of different outfits with almost 0 thinking. Decision fatigue dropped, and my clothing budget dropped with it. Instead of buying 10 cheap shirts that fall apart after a year, buy 2 or 3 solid ones that last years. You'll spend less over time, and you'll look better with less effort. Your wardrobe should support your life, not complicate it. If you opened your closet today, how many pieces do you actually wear every week, and how many are just expensive decoration? Rule number 7. Cut down empty social commitments that cost you time, energy, and money. Not every invite deserves a yes. In big cities, it's easy to say yes to every happy hour, every birthday dinner, every random event until your calendar is full but your bank account is empty. When I started tracking my spending, I was shocked at how much went to social obligations, drinks I didn't really want, dinners I barely remembered, Ubers to places I didn't even enjoy. The total? Hundreds of dollars per month. I made a rule. If an invite doesn't deepen a real relationship or align with my goals, it gets a polite no. Instead, I choose fewer but more meaningful meetings, coffee with a mentor, dinner with close friends who also care about growth, not just partying. Your time and your energy are currencies just like your dollars. When you spend them on shallow events, you get shallow returns. Looking at your last month, how many social events truly added value to your life, and how many just added expenses? Rule number 8. Master your calendar like it's your bank account. If it's not scheduled, it usually doesn't happen. Most people claim they want to learn about money, want to start a side hustle, or want to get in shape, but their calendar has zero protected time for any of those things. When I got serious, I treated my calendar like a budget for my hours. I blocked 2 hours of deep work in the morning for my most important tasks. I blocked 1 evening a week for financial review and planning. I blocked time for learning, 1 or 2 hours a week dedicated just to reading, courses, or research. That time is non-negotiable, just like a bill. The result? My income went up, my investments got more organized, and my stress went down, simply because my time finally matched my priorities. If someone looked at your calendar, would they see a person who's serious about money or just someone who's busy but going nowhere? Rule number 9. Protect your energy like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. You can't make good money decisions when you're exhausted, stressed, and running on caffeine and 4 hours of sleep. At my lowest point, I thought working more hours would fix my money problems. I burned out, made impulsive trades, bought things I didn't need just to feel better for 5 minutes, and watched thousands of dollars evaporate. The turning point was when I started treating sleep, rest, and recovery as investments, not luxuries. 7 to 8 hours of sleep, 1 real day off per week, short breaks throughout the day instead of pushing until I crashed. A rested mind is better at resisting impulsive spending, better at saying no, and better at seeing opportunities. Your energy state shows up in your bank balance. On a scale from 1 to 10, how would you honestly rate your energy level most days, and how is that affecting your money choices? Rule number 20. Upgrade your 7-day list into a 30-day desire list for big purchases. For anything above a certain threshold, maybe $200, $300, or $500, you don't just wait a week, you wait a full month before deciding. Here's how it works. You see a new gadget, designer item, or upgrade you want. You write it on your 30-day list with the date and the price. During those 30 days, you keep living your life, working your plan, and checking your financial goals. At the end of the month, you look back at the list and ask 3 questions. Do I still want this? Can I easily afford it without touching my goals? Does it actually improve my life long term? You'll be surprised how many must-haves turn into, why did I even want that? By adding time between desire and decision, you save yourself from emotional buying and keep your money free for what truly matters. What's one big thing you've been thinking about buying lately, and would it survive a 30-day waiting test? Rule number 12. Choose quality over quantity in everything that costs you money and time. Cheap things are often the most expensive in the long run. Think about shoes, tools, even furniture. You can buy a cheap pair of shoes every year for 5 years, or you can buy one solid pair that lasts 5 years. The sticker price on the quality item may be higher today, but the total cost over time is lower. I applied this to my wardrobe, my laptop, even my apartment. I'd rather pay slightly more for a place that's quiet, safe, and lets me focus than save a little and pay with stress every day. I also apply this to investments and relationships. I'd rather hold a few strong, well-researched positions for years than chase every new hot stock. I'd rather have a few deep friendships than 100 contacts who don't show up when it matters. Where in your life are you still choosing quantity over quality, and what is that really costing you over the next 5 years? Rule number 12 here is the core. Limit your information intake before it drowns your ability to think clearly. We live in an age where you can check the market 20 times a day, get news alerts every 5 minutes, and scroll through endless financial opinions on social media. That doesn't make you smarter, it usually just makes you more anxious. I used to jump from financial news to Reddit posts to random YouTube videos, and it felt like research. It wasn't. It was noise. When I cut my inputs down to a small set of trusted sources and limited news to certain times of day, my decision-making got calmer, faster, and more consistent. Minimalist money is not about knowing everything. It's about knowing what actually matters and ignoring the rest. If you had to cut your money and news sources down to just 3, which ones would you keep and which ones would you finally mute? Rule number 13. Keep your home simple so your mind can rest and focus. Your environment is not neutral. If every surface in your home is covered with stuff, your brain is constantly processing clutter, even when you think you're ignoring it. When I decluttered my space, I didn't just toss a few old things. I went room by room and asked, do I use this? Does this add real value to my life? If the answer was no, it went into a donate or sell pile. I sold unused electronics, furniture, and random gear online and ended up with extra cash that went straight into my investments and emergency fund. Now, when I walk into my place, my brain isn't overwhelmed. I know where everything is, I can think clearly, and that mental clarity shows up in my financial decisions too. If someone walked into your home today, would they feel calm and focused or overwhelmed and distracted, just like your bank account? Rule number 14. Practice emotional detachment from objects and from past financial decisions. Many of us hold on to things just because they were expensive or because they remind us of a moment, even if they no longer serve us. You might keep a designer jacket you never wear, a gadget gathering dust, or even a car that's too expensive to maintain, simply because selling it feels like admitting defeat. That's ego talking, not logic. The money is already spent. Keeping the item doesn't get it back. What you can do is convert unused stuff into cash, clear the space, and use that money to strengthen your financial foundation. The same principle applies to bad investments or business ideas. Hanging on because I've already put so much into this is how people stay stuck. The minimalist approach is simple. Accept the loss, cut your ties, and move forward smarter. What are you still holding on to, physically or financially, just because you're afraid to admit it was a mistake? Rule number 15. Limit your dependence on technology, especially the kind designed to keep you distracted and spending. Your phone can be a powerful money tool or a constant leak in your time and attention. I started by turning off almost all notifications. No more pop-ups every time an app wanted my eyes. Then I deleted a few social media apps from my phone entirely and only allowed myself to check them on my laptop during specific times. Suddenly, I gained hours each week that used to disappear into scrolling. Those hours became time to read, plan, research investments, or even just rest and think. The less you let your devices control you, the more power you have to control your money. If you checked your screen time report right now, would you be proud of how you're using your attention or shocked at what you're giving away for free? Rule number 16. Start with the basics before chasing advanced strategies. You don't need options trading, complex tax hacks, or 10 different side hustles if your basic spending is already out of control. When people ask me how to invest, I always ask them back, do you know within $100 how much you spent last month? Do you know where it went? If the answer is no, that's where we start. Track every expense for 30 days. Separate needs from wants. Cancel obvious waste, unused subscriptions, random delivery orders, fees you didn't even realize you were paying. Minimalism is like cleaning the floor before you build the house. If you build on top of financial trash, everything you build will be shaky. If you looked at last month's bank statement, could you clearly explain every major expense, or would a lot of it surprise you? Rule number 17. Embrace routine as your secret weapon, not your enemy. Many people